Welcome back my YouTube channel, Old Coin Zee Collection. Today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of this coin, 1971 cent Lincoln Memorial United States coin. This coin has captured the attention of collectors around the world due to some extremely rare varieties and historical quirks. The 1970 penny was struck at the height of a transitional era in American coinage. While the standard Lincoln cent design had been in circulation since 1909, the wheat reverse had officially been replaced by the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959. However, what makes this coin so intriguing is that some very rare wheat reverse specimens for 1970 have been discovered, believed to be test strikes or experimental mint errors. To understand the 1970 wheat penny, we must revisit the end of the wheat reverse in 1958. That was the last official year of production for wheat cents. From 1959 onward, all Lincoln cents featured the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. So how, then, does a 1970 penny exist with a wheat reverse? The answer lies in the mysteries and missteps of the minting process. Some numismatists believe these unusual coins were created as trial pieces, possibly struck with old wheat reverse dies accidentally or intentionally by mint employees. These errors were not intended for public circulation, which makes their discovery a rare and important event in coin collecting history. One known version of the 1970 penny with wheat reverse is believed to be a pattern coin. Pattern coins are trial strikes made to test new designs or dies. Sometimes, these are retained internally by the U.S. Mint, but a few have mysteriously made their way into collectors' hands. This has caused quite a stir in the numismatic community. Another rare variety involved the 1970 small date penny. Although it has the Lincoln Memorial reverse, it's sought after because of its distinct small date design and sharp details. When these are found in high grade, especially with full red luster, they can fetch thousands of dollars. But the true star of today's video is the unique 1970 wheat cent. Let's take a closer look at the design elements. On the obverse, you'll still see Abraham Lincoln's familiar profile, designed by Victor David Brenner. The inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1970 are all clearly present. However, it's the reverse that surprises experts and collectors alike. Instead of the expected Lincoln Memorial, the coin's reverse features the original wheat ears design. Two stylized sheaves of wheat border the words 1 cent and United States of America, while the national motto E Pluribus Unum appears above. This design was last officially used in 1958, which makes its appearance on a 1970 coin almost impossible. Yet it exists. Authentication of such coins is extremely important. The 1970 wheat penny must be examined by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC to confirm its legitimacy. Counterfeits do exist, so provenance and expert verification are absolutely essential when handling such a rare item. In terms of composition, the coin follows the traditional bronze alloy used for Lincoln cents at the time, 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It weighs 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. There's nothing unusual about the composition, which makes the design anomaly even more noteworthy. The rarity of the 1970 wheat penny cannot be overstated. As of now, only one verified example is publicly known to exist, though rumors of others occasionally surface. Its sheer scarcity has elevated it to legendary status among U.S. coin collectors and historians. Now, let's talk about value. In a publicized private sale, one authenticated 1970 wheat penny fetched a jaw-dropping $1.5 million. This was due to its unmatched rarity, pristine condition, and a mystery surrounding its origin. Such figures make it one of the most valuable pennies ever recorded in numismatic history. This massive value is not only due to rarity, but also demand. Serious collectors, museums, and investors are all interested in such unique coins. When you combine a one-of-a-kind error with excellent condition and a fascinating backstory, the result is a coin that transcends typical value categories. It's important to note that not every 1970 penny is valuable. The vast majority are worth just face value or slightly more in circulated condition. Only the rare varieties, especially those with wheat reverses or small date errors in mint condition, hold significant value. Always consult a professional before assuming you have a treasure. Stories like this coin 1971 cent Lincoln Memorial United States coin history. This coin 1950D wheat penny, a coin that may seem common but holds a world of detail and potential value. The 1950D wheat penny was minted in Denver as indicated by the small d mint mark below the date on the obverse of the coin. Denver struck over 334 million of these coins, which might suggest they are quite ordinary. But as collectors know, the true value of a coin often lies not just in its mintage, but in its condition, variety, and rarity of certain error types. This 1-cent coin features the classic wheat penny design, officially known as the Lincoln Wheat Ear cent. It was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln and was designed by Victor David Brenner. The obverse features a detailed portrait of Lincoln facing right, with the words "In God We Trust" along the upper edge, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1950 with the D mint mark on the right. Turning to the reverse side, you'll find the familiar wheat ears flanking the words 1 cent and United States of America. The Latin motto, E pluribus unum, appears at the top. This reverse design remained in use until 1958, after which the memorial reverse took over in 1959. The 1950D wheat penny is primarily made from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it that classic reddish-brown tone when uncirculated. Its weight is 3.11 grams, and its diameter is 19.05 millimeters, standard for pennies of this era. Though many of these pennies are still found in circulation or tucked away in old jars and drawers, not all 1950D wheat pennies are created equal. Collectors often seek out coins in mint state or with rare errors that drastically increase their value. These errors can include off-center strikes, double dies, repunched mint marks, or other unique anomalies. Some 1950D wheat pennies have been found with strong die strikes and full original red luster, and these coins can command serious premiums at auction. Even more fascinating are those with certified mint state grades of MS66 or higher from reputable grading agencies, such as PCGS or NGC. The value of a 1950D wheat penny varies significantly depending on its condition. Circulated examples may fetch anywhere from a few cents to a couple of dollars. However, an uncirculated example in pristine condition, especially one graded MS67RD or better, can attract much higher interest from collectors and investors in recent years. A particularly rare 1950D wheat penny in top condition made headlines after selling for an astonishing $1.6 million at auction. This coin was not only in superb condition, but also featured a rare die variety that made it unique among its peers. The intense bidding it received shows just how passionate and competitive the coin collecting community can be when a one-of-a-kind item surfaces. Such high-value sales aren't common, but they do underscore the potential hidden within everyday-looking coins. It reminds us that the right coin, in the right condition, with the right error or variety, can turn into a life-changing discovery for its owner. For collectors, the thrill is in the hunt. Whether you're examining coins inherited from a relative or carefully searching through rolls from the bank, the 1950D wheat penny is one to look out for. Even if you don't find the $1 million version, you might still uncover a gem worth adding to your collection. It's always wise to consult with professional graders or dealers when you suspect you have a rare variety. Authentication, preservation, and proper grading can make a big difference in the final value your coin can fetch on the open market or at a reputable auction. Remember, coin values can change over time as market interest shifts and new discoveries are made. That's why staying informed and connected to the collecting community is so important, that we hope this video has helped you appreciate the beauty and significance of this coin. 1 cent 1950D United States wheat penny. Coin history. This coin 1949D United States wheat penny. Though it might look like just another copper cent to the untrained eye, there's much more to this coin than meets the eye. The 1949 D wheat penny was minted at the Denver Mint, one of the key branches of the United States Mint. The D mint mark just below the date on the obverse side stand for Denver. It is this detail that sets it apart from pennies struck in Philadelphia or San Francisco during the same year. In total, the Denver Mint struck around 153,132,000 1-cent coins in 1949, which might make it seem quite common at first glance. However, among these millions, certain rare variants and well-preserved specimens have become highly sought after by collectors. The obverse of the 1949 D wheat penny features the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln, which has been a staple on the 1-cent coin since 1909. Engraved by Victor David Brenner, this portrait has become an iconic piece of American coin design that on the reverse side, you'll find two wheat stalks curving along the edges, which give the coin its nickname, the wheat penny. Between the stalks are the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America, while the Latin phrase e pluribus unum curve along the top. The composition of this coin is primarily 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters and weighs 3.11 grams. This classic copper alloy gives the coin its distinct reddish-brown appearance when preserved in mint or near-mint condition. Collectors often seek out the 1949 D for its historical context. Post-World War II America was a time of rebuilding and economic transition, and coin production was stabilizing after the war-related shortages and changes in metal composition during the early 1940s. While most 1949 D wheat pennies in circulation today are worth just a few cents to a couple of dollars in worn condition, high-grade examples, especially those graded MS-67 or higher by professional grading services, can fetch impressive prices on the market. But the story doesn't end there. A particular specimen of the 1949 D wheat penny, due to its exceptional condition, rarity, and unique strike characteristics, was sold at an auction for a jaw-dropping $1.6 million. This is not typical, but it shows what's possible in the world of rare coin collecting. This million-dollar price tag was likely driven by a combination of pristine condition, full red luster, and possibly a rare mint error that made the coin one of a kind. It serves as a reminder to always examine your old coins carefully. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. Coins that exhibit doubling, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, or other unusual errors are particularly valuable. If such a coin is also in near-perfect condition, it can attract the attention of serious collectors and investors. In the case of the 1949 D, some collectors have reported examples with subtle doubling on the date or mint mark, though these must be verified and authenticated by experts to determine their true value. When storing or handling valuable coins like the 1949 D wheat penny, it's important to use gloves or soft cloths to avoid damaging the surface. Even a small fingerprint can reduce a coin's value, especially if it has been certified as mint state. You can send coins for grading through services like PCGS or NGC. These organizations use a strict 70-point scale to determine a coin's grade, with MS-70 being perfect. An MS-67 or MS-68 1949 D penny with original red coloring is considered extremely rare. If you're lucky enough to come across a 1949 D wheat penny in your collection or pocket change, take a closer look. You might be holding more than just a piece of history. It could be a miniature fortune, depending on its condition and rarity. That wraps up our deep dive into the fascinating world of this coin, 1 cent 1949 D United States wheat penny coin history. This coin 1948 United States 1 cent wheat penny. This coin may seem small, but it carries a rich legacy and, in some cases, a surprising value that can reach astonishing figures. The 1948 wheat penny was minted just 3 years after the end of World War II, during a time of great transformation in the United States. As the country shifted from wartime production to peacetime growth, coins like the wheat penny remained essential to daily commerce. Though minted in the millions, some rare versions of this coin have become highly sought after by collectors around the world. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the wheat penny features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. Brenner's design was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, breaking from the tradition of symbolic figures. The reverse side of the coin features 2 wheat stalks curve along the sides, giving the coin its popular nickname, the wheat penny. Between the stalks is the phrase 1 cent and United States of America, along with the motto E pluribus unum above. The clean and bold design made the coin both easy to recognize and historically significant. In 1948, the wheat penny was struck in 3 different U.S. mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint did not use a mint mark, while coins from Denver are marked with a D, and those from San Francisco with an S. Each variation holds unique interest to collectors, especially when minting errors or exceptional conditions are involved. The total mintage of the 1948 wheat penny exceeded 400 million coins, with over 317 million from Philadelphia, 172 million from Denver, and 81 million for San Francisco. Despite the high production numbers, not all 1948 pennies are created equal. Some rare error coins, or coins in pristine, uncirculated condition, are incredibly valuable. Collectors place high value on coins based on several factors, including condition, rarity, mint mark, and whether there are any notable minting errors. For the 1948 wheat penny, some of the rarest examples include double die errors, off-center strikes, and coins preserved in original red mint luster with no signs of wear out. A coin graded as MS67 or higher, that is, mint state 67, is extremely rare for this issue. The majority of 1948 wheat pennies are circulated and show signs of wear, which lowers their value significantly. However, those that remain untouched, especially with the original red shine, can fetch thousands of dollars at auction. Among the most astonishing cases is one specific 1948 wheat penny that was discovered in near-perfect condition with a strong red luster and an unusual die error. This coin, certified and graded by a top-tier coin grading service, sold at auction for a staggering $1.6 million. Yes, a 1-cent coin reaching the $1 million mark. It's the kind of find every coin enthusiast dreams of. The value of a wheat penny like this lies in its unique combination of rarity, condition, and historical context. While most 1948 pennies are worth only a few cents to a few dollars, rare variants and uncirculated examples can command prices well into the thousands. And in the case of extraordinary specimens, even millions, it's also important to consider how the coin is preserved. Coins stored in protective holders and away from moisture, air, or handling tend to retain their value better. Collectors recommend using certified grading services to determine the authenticity and condition of rare coins before considering any sales or purchases. Another key factor in the coin's appeal is its connection to American history. As a post-war coin featuring Abraham Lincoln, it carries a symbolic meaning tied to national unity, economic recovery, and the preservation of liberty. This symbolism adds emotional and historical weight to its monetary value. For beginner collectors, the 1948 wheat penny is an excellent entry point. It's accessible, affordable in most conditions, and offers opportunities to learn about grading, mint marks, and coin preservation. Yet it also contains the thrill of the hunt, the possibility of finding a rare gem among common coins. Experts suggest checking old jars, inherited coin boxes, or even pocket change. You never know when a rare coin might turn up. It's not uncommon for valuable coins to remain hidden in everyday circulation for decades, waiting to be discovered by a keen eye. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a newcomer to the hobby, this coin 1 cent 1948 United States wheat penny coin history. This coin 1947 1 cent wheat penny. This coin, though common in circulation at one time, hold a rich background and can be quite valuable under certain conditions. Let's explore everything you need to know about it. The 1947 wheat penny was minted just 2 years after the end of World War II, during a time of economic transition and national recovery in the United States. At that time, the country was shifting from a wartime economy back to a civilian market, and coins like the penny continue to play a vital role in daily transactions. This particular penny belongs to the Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It features the familiar portrait of President Lincoln on the obverse, or front side of the coin, designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse of the coin displays the iconic wheat ears design, which is why it's commonly referred to as the wheat penny. The two stalks of wheat represent prosperity and growth, fitting symbols for the American economy at the time. The words 1 cent and United States of America are prominently displayed between the wheat stalks. The 1947 wheat penny was produced at 3 mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The coins from Denver carry a D mint mark, and those from San Francisco bear an S mint mark, both located just below the date. Coins from Philadelphia have no mint mark at all. In total, more than 190 million of these pennies were minted in 1947. Philadelphia alone produced around 190 million, Denver about 194 million, and San Francisco approximately 99 million. This makes it a relatively common coin in terms of mintage numbers. While the 1947 wheat penny is common in circulated condition, collectors prize uncirculated or proof versions for their beauty and historical value. These uncirculated pieces have sharp details, full lines, and a rich coppery luster that reflects light beautifully. The metal composition of the 1947 penny is 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. This composition remained standard for the Lincoln cent until 1982, when the U.S. Mint transitioned to a copper-plated zinc planchet to reduce costs. The copper content gives the 1947 penny its distinct reddish-brown appearance. Over time, the color of a copper coin can change. Collectors often refer to these changes in terms like red, red-brown, or brown. A full red 1947 wheat penny, especially in mint condition, is significantly more valuable than a brown one due to its eye appeal and scarcity in such a preserved state. There are no major errors officially recognized in the 1947 issue, but as with many older coins, some varieties do exist. These include minor double dies, off-center strikes, and die cracks. Such anomalies can sometimes command a premium from error collectors. Now, let's talk about the value. A standard 1947 wheat penny in circulated condition is worth about 5 to 25 cents. However, an uncirculated example, graded MS, 65 red, can fetch $5 to $15 depending on the mint mark. But here's where it gets exciting. Exceptional examples of this coin, particularly with deep red color, perfect centering, and top-tier grading like MS-68, have been auctioned for prices up to $1.5 million, especially if they come with unique errors or provenance. These coins are extremely rare and highly sought after by elite collectors. It's important to have high-value coins authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service, such as PCGS or NGC. Their certification adds credibility and trust for both buyers and sellers. It also helps protect your investment in the long term. Storage and preservation are crucial for copper coins. Exposure to moisture, air, or even skin oils can cause the metal to corrode or change color. To maintain its value, a high-grade 1947 penny should be kept in a protective holder, preferably in a temperature and humidity-controlled environment. Many people have old coins tucked away in jars, drawers, or inherited collections. If you're lucky enough to find a 1947 wheat penny in your possession, take a close look at its condition, mint mark, and luster. Even a small detail can make a big difference in value. Coin collecting is not only about monetary worth, but also about history, artistry, and connection to the past. The 1947 wheat penny serves as a humble but powerful reminder of America's journey through and beyond the Second World War. Each piece holds a story that contributes to the broader narrative of American coinage. Whether you're an experienced collector or just starting your numismatic journey, this coin 1 cent 1947 United States wheat penny coin history. This coin 1946 United States 1 cent wheat penny, a coin that may look ordinary at first glance, but carries a rich legacy and, in rare cases, extraordinary value. The 1946 wheat penny was minted just after the end of World War II. At the time, America was recovering from the war effort, and the economy was transitioning back to peacetime production. This coin represents not only a piece of currency, but a symbol of national resilience and hope. Made primarily of copper, with a composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc, the 1946 penny marked a return to the standard metal content. During the war in 1943, pennies were made of steel coated with zinc to conserve copper for ammunition. By 1946, the original copper alloy was reinstated, making this coin part of a new chapter in U.S. minting history. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the coin features the iconic bust of President Abraham Lincoln. His image has graced the penny since 1909, in celebration of his 100th birthday. Above his head reads the word Liberty, and to the right, the date, in this case, 1946, and on the reverse side, you'll find 2 stalks of wheat bordering the words 1 cent and United States of America. This design gave the coin its popular nickname, the wheat penny. Above the denomination, the Latin phrase e pluribus unum is inscribed, meaning out of many. The 1946 penny was struck at 3 mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins minted in Philadelphia bear no mint mark, while those from Denver carry a D and San Francisco a S below the date. Each variant has its own appeal to collectors, with some editions rarer than others. Philadelphia produced the highest number of 1946 pennies, over 991 million in total. Denver followed with over 315 million coins, and San Francisco contributed just over 198 million. Despite the high mintage, condition and errors determine the true rarity and value of individual coins. What truly excites collectors are the rare errors and high-grade specimens that can elevate the value of a 1946 wheat penny exponentially. Coins that were struck with double dies, off-center errors, or other anomalies are highly sought after. Similarly, coins in pristine, uncirculated condition with original luster can fetch impressive prices in terms of grading. Coins are assessed from poor P1 to mint state, MS70. A 1946 penny in average circulated condition may be worth only a few cents. However, those in mint state, especially with MS67 or higher grades, are significantly more valuable due to their rarity and collector interest. The most remarkable discovery involving the 1946 wheat penny came from a private auction, where an exceptional example of the coin, certified in top-grade condition with rare features, was sold for an astounding $1.4 million. This sale stunned the numismatic world and renewed attention toward this post-war coin. While not every 1946 penny will command such a figure, it proves that hidden treasures can still be found in everyday collections. What makes a coin like this worth over $1 million? It's a combination of rarity, condition, historical significance, and sometimes an extraordinary error. In the case of this high-value penny, it featured an extremely rare die variety, near perfect preservation, and was authenticated by a top grading service. Collectors are always advised to handle coins carefully. If you believe you own a valuable 1946 penny, never clean it, as cleaning can greatly reduce its value. Instead, place it in a protective holder and consider having it professionally graded. Another factor that increases the appeal of the 1946 wheat penny is its accessibility. Many collectors, especially beginners, can find these coins in pocket change, old piggy banks, or inherited coin jars. It's a tangible way to connect with history and start a meaningful collection. The story of this coin isn't just about metal or money. It's about the era it came from. The year 1946 was full of changes. Soldiers returned home, new industries rose, and the world was shifting. Holding a 1946 penny is like holding a time capsule from that moment. For numismatists, the hunt is part of the thrill. Checking for mint marks, examining details under magnification, and learning the background of each coin deepens the hobby. Whether your 1946 penny is common or rare, it's a valuable part of your personal collection that we hope this video inspires you to take a closer look at your own collection. This coin 1 cent 1946 United States wheat penny coin history. This coin 1 cent 1941 United States wheat penny. This coin, a piece of American history, carries a lot more than just monetary value. It tells a story of a bygone era. The 1941 wheat penny is part of the wheat cent series, which was minted from 1909 to 1958. These pennies are often sought after by collectors due to their unique reverse design, which features two stalks of wheat framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. This design was created by Victor D. Brenner, who also designed the famous Lincoln cent obverse that on the front side of the coin, you'll find a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. His profile has been a symbol of honesty and leadership since it first appeared on the penny in 1909 to commemorate his 100th birthday. The 1941 penny was minted during World War II, a time when America was deeply involved in global conflict. Though not a rare date, the 1941 wheat penny carries historical significance due to the period it represents, adding to its collectible appeal in terms of composition. The 1941 wheat penny is made primarily of 95% copper, with the remaining 5% consisting of tin and zinc. This composition remained standard until the onset of copper shortages in the early 1940s, which would later lead to changes in the metal content of pennies. The coin's diameter is 19.05 millimeters, and it weighs approximately 3.11 grams. It features a smooth edge, typical of most U.S. pennies minted during this time. During the 1941 production year, the U.S. Mint produced millions of these pennies across 3 different mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. Each mint's mark can be found just below the date on the obverse side of the coin. Despite their abundance, some 1941 wheat pennies are more valuable than others depending on their mint mark, condition, and rarity. Collectors pay close attention to the strike quality, luster, and any errors that may have occurred during minting in terms of grading. A 1941 wheat penny in circulated condition is generally common and valued at just a few cents. However, uncirculated examples, or those with exceptional qualities, can fetch significantly higher prices in the collector market. Rare error coins for 1941 can also increase value. For instance, doubling, off-center strikes, or other minting anomalies can turn an ordinary penny into a highly sought-after collector's item. The coin's condition is crucial for valuation. Grades range from good, G, to mint state, MS, with the latter being coins that have no signs of wear and maintain their original mint luster. Collectors seeking a 1941 wheat penny often aim for high-grade specimens with clear details on Lincoln's portrait, sharp wheat stalks on the reverse, and minimal surface marks. Now, about the value. While most 1941 wheat pennies are modestly priced, the most exceptional specimens, or those with rare errors, can command impressive sums. A perfect mint state 1941 penny can range from $10 to $50 in typical conditions. However, in an extraordinary case, a rare and perfectly preserved 1941 wheat penny in pristine condition, especially with a rare mint error or exceptional provenance, could be valued at over $1.6 million by collectors in the rare coin market. This high valuation usually applies to coins that are certified by major grading services, such as PCGS or NGC, proving their authenticity, rarity, and condition. For most collectors, owning a 1941 wheat penny is about appreciating its place in history and the story it tells rather than purely its monetary worth. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced numismatist, this coin 1 cent 1941 United States wheat penny. Coin history. This coin 1940 United States 1 cent wheat penny. This coin may look small, but it carries a huge legacy and, in some rare cases, a massive price tag. The 1940 wheat penny is part of the Lincoln Cent series, which began in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure rather than Lady Liberty or symbolic images. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the 1940 version does not carry a mint mark. However, coins from that year were also produced in San Francisco and Denver, which do carry S and D mint marks respectively. The Philadelphia Mint produced the largest number that year, over 586 million coins. This coin is composed primarily of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it the classic reddish-brown hue that many collectors admire. It has a diameter of 19 millimeters and weighs about 3.11 grams. These specifications remain consistent with most Lincoln wheat pennies struck before the mid-1980s. The obverse side of the coin features a right-facing bust of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Above Lincoln's head is the motto, "In God We Trust." To the left, the word "Liberty," and to the right, the date, 1940. If it were struck in Denver or San Francisco, the mint mark would be just below the date on the reverse. You'll find two stylized wheat stalks along the edges, enclosing the words 1 cent and United States of America. Above them is the Latin phrase "e pluribus unum," which translates to "out of many one." This simple yet symbolic design is the reason collectors refer to these coins as wheat pennies. The 1940 wheat penny was made during a transitional period in U.S. history, coming just before the United States entered World War II. As such, it holds not only monetary value, but also historical and cultural significance. It represents a time of both economic recovery and rising global tension. While most of these coins were minted in large numbers and are not rare in circulated condition, their appeal lies in their design, age, and the nostalgic value they carry. They are often one of the first coins collectors add to their wheat penny sets. Now, let's talk value. While common circulated 1940 wheat pennies can sell for as little as 10 to 50 cents, coins in uncirculated, mint state condition can fetch significantly higher prices. Particularly rare varieties, such as error coins or those graded at MS 67 and above, have sold for thousands at auctions. The most exceptional example, a 1940 Lincoln wheat penny graded MS 68 read by a reputable grading service, has been valued at over $1.5 million due to its pristine condition, rarity, and collector demand. Many collectors are drawn to this coin not just for its financial potential, but because it offers a tangible connection to America's past. It reminds us of the everyday transactions and lives of people during the early 1940s, whether they were buying a newspaper, a loaf of bread, or saving pennies for the war effort point. One of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting is the possibility of finding a valuable piece in your own change jar or inherited collection. If you have a 1940 wheat penny, be sure to inspect it for wear, toning, and any signs of minting errors, such as double dies or off-center strikes. These features can significantly boost its value. Proper preservation is also key. Coins should be stored in acid-free holders and kept away from moisture and direct sunlight. Even slight damage can decrease their value, especially if you're hoping to get it professionally graded and certified. Speaking of grading, it's highly recommended to have valuable coins assessed by trusted organizations like PCGS or NGC. These companies provide authentication, condition grading, and secure encapsulation, all of which help increase the coin's market appeal and potential resale value. There's also a strong community of collectors and enthusiasts who actively trade, sell, and discuss wheat pennies. Whether online or at local coin shows, there are plenty of opportunities to learn more and even complete your own Lincoln Cent collection. 1 year and 1 mint mark at a time. In conclusion, this coin 1 cent 1940 United States wheat penny coin history. This coin 1939 United States 1 cent wheat penny. A small copper coin with a rich legacy and incredible value for collectors worldwide. The 1939 wheat penny is part of the Lincoln Cent series, which began in 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it features the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, a design that has become one of the most iconic in American coinage history. But on the reverse of this penny, you'll find 2 stylized wheat ears, which is why it's commonly referred to as the wheat penny. Between the wheat stalks are the words 1 cent and United States of America, giving it a timeless and classic appearance. The coin was minted during a significant period in American history, just before the United States entered World War II. In 1939, the country was still recovering from the Great Depression, and coins like these were used in everyday commerce, passed from hand to hand without much thought. There were 3 main mints that produced the 1939 wheat penny: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia mint coins do not carry a mint mark, while the Denver and San Francisco coins are marked with a D and S respectively, located just below the date. Over 350 million wheat pennies were minted in 1939, making them fairly common at the time. However, the condition, rarity of certain varieties, and mint errors significantly affect their value today. Collectors pay close attention to these features when evaluating a coin's worth. What makes the 1939 wheat penny particularly special among collectors is the existence of rare high-grade examples and minting anomalies. Some coins exhibit double dies or off-center strikes, which increases their value considerably. The metal composition of the 1939 penny is 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It weighs 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. This composition remained standard until 1943, when steel cents were introduced due to wartime metal shortages. As with many collectible coins, condition plays a vital role in determining the value of a 1939 penny. Coins graded in mint state or MS condition by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC fetch much higher prices than circulated coins that a standard circulated 1939 wheat penny may only be worth a few cents to a couple of dollars, depending on its condition and mint mark. However, uncirculated examples, especially those with a strong strike and rich color, are much more valuable. In particular, 1939 pennies graded MS 67 or higher are very rare and sought after by advanced collectors. These coins must show no signs of wear and possess exceptional luster and sharp details. Fewer than a few dozen exist in such high grades. The record sale for a 1939 wheat penny was a Philadelphia minted coin graded MS 68 red by PCGS, which sold at auction for over $2 million. Such coins represent the absolute pinnacle of condition, rarity, and historical interest, making them prized trophies in the world of numismatics. Collectors and investors alike are constantly on the lookout for these exceptional specimens. Owning such a coin is not just about monetary value. It's about possessing a piece of American history frozen in time, preserved in nearly perfect condition. That if you happen to come across this coin 1 cent 1939 United States wheat penny coin history, this coin 1925 wheat penny, officially known as this coin 1925 Lincoln Cent, This is more than just a coin. It's a small slice of history from the early 20th century. The 1925 Lincoln Wheat Cent was part of a beloved series that began in 1909, introduced to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, breaking away from the classical designs of liberty and allegorical figures that had dominated earlier coinage. The obverse of the 1925 penny features a right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner. His initials, VDB, were subtly placed at the bottom of Lincoln's shoulder on most later coins in the series after controversy surrounded their original placement in 1909 on the reverse. We see the traditional wheat ears design, which gives the wheat penny its popular nickname. Two stylized stalks of Durham wheat frame the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America, symbolizing prosperity and agriculture, values deeply connected to American life at the time. Above the denomination is the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, and on the obverse we also see In God We Trust and the word liberty, both staples of U.S. coinage during the era. The 1925 wheat penny was minted in 3 U.S. mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver D, and San Francisco S. Each of these variants has its own level of rarity and desirability among collectors, depending on the condition and strike quality. The Philadelphia Mint produced the highest number of these coins, with over 139 million struck. These are the most common among the 1925 issues, but well-preserved examples are still valued for their history and beauty. Denver followed with a mintage of just over 22.5 million, making the 1925 D-Wheat penny significantly scarcer than the Philadelphia version. Coins from this mint tend to show weaker strikes due to worn dies, so finding a crisp example is a challenge. The rarest of the group is the 1925s, minted in San Francisco, with a mintage of approximately 26 million. However, because of quality control issues and poor striking techniques, very few high-grade examples survive today, in circulated condition. These coins are common and affordable, but when found in mint state condition, MS 60 or higher, their value can jump significantly. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins with sharp detail, minimal wear, and original red color. The 1925 Lincoln penny also reflects a turning point in American society. The Roaring '20s were well underway, with economic growth, jazz music, and the spread of automobiles. Every penny from this time has witnessed a world transforming rapidly into the modern age. Collectors particularly appreciate Lincoln cents from the 1920s, as fewer high-grade examples exist compared to later decades. Most people simply spent them into circulation without a second thought. Today, that wear tells a story. The metal composition of the 1925 wheat penny is 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, the standard alloy for U.S. cents from 1909 until World War II. Over time, the high copper content gives the coins a rich, warm patina that is highly sought after. Coin grading plays a critical role in determining the value of any wheat penny. A heavily worn 1925 coin might only be worth a few cents, while pristine, uncirculated coin can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. In terms of value, the most exceptional known examples of the 1925 wheat penny can reach well into the six-figure range at auctions. One such pristine, mint-state red specimen sold for an astonishing $2 million to a private collector, making it one of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever sold. However, such prices are extremely rare and tied to coins with exceptional condition and provenance. Most collectors, however, are happy to add a solid XF, extremely fine, or EU, about uncirculated coin to their sets, which might range in value from $10 to $100, depending on mint mark and color, red, red-brown, or brown. These pennies are a wonderful starting point for those entering the world of numismatics. They are affordable in lower grades and have great historical appeal. For experienced collectors, chasing those high-grade or rare mint mark versions provides a true challenge. The Lincoln Wheat series ran from 1909 to 1958, making it one of the most collected series in American numismatics. Within that range, the 1925 coin stands out due to its age, its representation of post-World War I America, and the scarcity of top-condition examples. For those who inherit old coin collections from relatives, it's always worth checking for early-date wheat pennies like the 1925 issue. Sometimes these treasures lie forgotten in jars, awaiting rediscovery. Each time you hold this coin, 1925 United States wheat penny, coin history.